Hi, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on when you're watching this video. My name is Mr. Argueta. I will be your instructor for business management. I would like to create a video a couple days before class gets started, get you familiar with what to expect in our online platform, let you know what's going on, and sort of give you an idea of day one. So again, I hope that you get this video before we start class. That way you understand what's going to happen in this next week or so. So this is Blackboard. Of course, you will find Blackboard when you go to gntc.edu. It'll be located there, right there. And you'll have something that looks like this if you're taking multiple classes. Essentially, I teach business management, as you could tell, in a leadership class this semester, but you'll be in our Principles of Management course. So in Principles of Management, once you get there, you'll see this type of page. Let me show you what it looks like in your view. It'll be very similar, just that you'll have a little less options because mine says the instructor view, but yours looks like this. So once you start, and you get here, the first thing you want to do is you want to focus on these tabs right here. All right, again, these tabs won't be available to you because that's what I use as the instructor, but these tabs you will use. Announcement is really going to populate here on this side. You'll see announcements like this video, or if I wanted to update the class on something, I'll usually send it via email, and you'll also have access to it here. But where you're really going to spend 90% of your time is right here where it says weekly assignments. You can click on that tab. So day one, which is on October 9th, you'll have access to this information. The way I structure my class, if you've never taken a class with me, is week by week. Now, I want to make a couple clear points because I know this becomes a little difficult for students to manage with dealing with several professors at the same time, but I do not accept late work and I do not work ahead. I only work on the week that we are working on. In this case, you will be working on week number 1. So week 1 is right there. So you go to week 1 and you'll have this information on there, right? This is all the stuff that you will do for that week. First thing I want you to deal with is this syllabus in the summer. Shouldn't say summer. The syllabus, but the syllabus usually is going to give you all the information that you need. It's going to allow you to understand what the class is, what the class looks like. This is an online class, of course, so attendance will be graded off of participation, not physical attendance, as you will know. But I want you to keep a note on something because this causes also some students to misunderstand how they're being graded. In your case, you will be graded 30% of your overall grade. Your final grade will be accumulated with the Learn Smart, which is like an assignment, which I will show you in a second, that you will do every week. Now, keep in mind that this Learn Smart, they also refer to it as a smart book. And in this class, you do not need a physical book. What you do need, though, is an access code. The advantage and the important part of this is that McGraw-Hill, our provider of our curriculum, they allow you 2 free weeks to get started right away. It's extremely important that you start doing your work right away. This is a 7.5-week course. It goes by very, very, very quickly. There's no time to lose. Day 1, you need to get started on your assignments. So 30% of your overall grade come from the Smart Book or the Learn Smart. The next 30% comes from quizzes and homework assignments. Now, if you understand ratios, right, you understand the weighted part of this, you're going to have about 14 chapters you work on. That would be 14 Learn Smarts. So each one of those are a certain percentage out of that 30%. But you'll have 14 quizzes and 14 homework assignments, and you get 30% off of all of those accumulated 28 different things that you do. All total, it will be 30% of your overall grade. Here's where it gets important. 30% of your overall grade is your weekly discussions and active participation. Your discussion post in this class is critical for a good grade. I read every discussion. I put high value on it because I think that's the only true measurement that I know of to see if you understand the material. I take high importance in discussions. There's only about 6 of them. So put the calculation together. Every time you miss a discussion, you lose about 5% of your overall grade. You miss 2 discussions, your grade just dropped from an A to a B. So that's how important this is. So please make sure you are focusing on discussions. You can miss one homework assignment, it's going to impact your grade, but not as much as if you miss one discussion. 10% of your grade is going to be your midterm and your final. Okay? So please keep that in mind because that's very important to navigate through this course. Day 1, I would love for you to do your syllabus quiz. If you don't do your syllabus quiz, what ends up happening is they'll drop you from the class as a no-show. It's like not showing up to a classroom. So please make sure you get your syllabus done. Then your chapter work is assigned, right? Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So Chapter 1 and 2, in regards to the structure, are very similar. There's the SMART book that I'm telling you about. 30% of your grade is going to be the accumulation of all these SmartBook assignments. SmartBook is an adaptive learning tool. What that means is if you do not want to spend a lot of time in this portion of your assignments, do not say you don't know or you know some of the information. Actually read, skim through the chapter, do your Learn Smart or your Smart Book. That way you can know the answer. Because if you tell the system, I don't know this or I know some of this, then the system keeps giving you more and more questions to answer. So you want to make sure you read through the chapter, you do this assignment so you can get it done quickly. I've had students that tell me they spend hours here. Well, that's because you are not answering it like you know it. You're answering it as if you do not know the answer. You're unsure. So the system says this person needs more information regarding this topic, and it keeps adding questions to it. So please be careful there. All right, this is an activity-based thing. ABAs, this is your homework, all right? And then this is your quiz. Here's another note to keep down. Your weekly quiz questions. Please note this down because I have students that every semester say, can I get a study guide? I am telling you what the study guide is right now for your midterm and your final. If you want to take the stress out of your midterm and your final, here's what you need to do. The questions that are in your weekly quizzes per chapter will be selected as questions in your midterm and your final. Okay? That's all you need to know. All right, PowerPoint is not an assignment. It's just for your, for your benefit. All right, other than that, as I've mentioned, guys, this will close out. This will open up week 1. It will close out. And then what happens is you then go on from there to week 2. And week 2 will then close out. Or week 2 will open up. And then week 3 will open up. Week 4 will open up and so on. Okay? That's how it works. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or email me. The best way to contact me, though, is email. I get the email on my phone. I can quickly answer and let you guys know what you need to know. All right, talking about discussions. Let's talk about discussions for a second. In regards to your discussions that are usually at the bottom of every week's folder, in this case, pretty simple. It's an introduction discussions. Tell me about you. I want you to make sure you read the bottom part of the expectation of what our discussions look like. I don't put a word minimum because I think that's kind of restrictive. What I do expect, though, is a solid paragraph. A solid paragraph, right? Do not give me a one-sentence discussion. You will not receive credit for that. I need a solid paragraph, okay? The interaction that I expect is for you to interact with at least 2 students, and I will post inside of your discussion. I will post a thread with a video of my what I call weekly update video. I kind of resume last week, I talk about this week, and I tell you what to expect for the next week. In that video, it's a discussion post that I put like everyone else does. You reply. So that's going to be 4 times you're going to interact. I don't care when you do it. Okay. So I encourage everybody to, at minimum, put your initial discussion as soon as possible. That allows other people to be able to do their work. Okay. So don't wait till Saturday to do your discussion. Please do your discussion at least by Wednesday. You can reply whenever you want, but at least your initial discussion by Wednesday. I try to put my post out weekly in the beginning of the week so you have time to respond. It also explains a lot of what we're talking about that week. It gives you an update on what's the topic about. So I usually recommend, if possible, if it's out there, watch the video before you do your discussion because it will help you understand the discussion itself. Okay, so there's going to be 4 times you interact in the discussion. Your original post. Okay, FYI, I read all the posts. Second thing I want you to know, if you're trying to use AI or some type of plagiarism or something like that, you will be caught and you will be docked. So please make sure. I don't have a problem with you cleaning up your own work. I have a problem with you creating something that wasn't your original work. The system will flag it. I will give you a 0, and if you continue, you'll be kicked out of the program. So please make sure you give me your original work. Pretty simple. Give me your work. If you clean it up and you want to make sure that grammarly it's all done right, I understand that, but it has to be your original work. Okay, so that's basically how it works. It's week 1, week 2, week 3, and then week 7. That's the end of it. So you will not see all of these at the same time. You will only see 1 week at a time. Once that week closes, the next week opens. Every week we close out a week on Sunday at 11:59. The next minute, Monday at midnight, or Sunday into Monday, the next week folder opens up. You're ready to go for the week. Okay, you have 1 week to do the work. I don't care when you do it, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. It doesn't matter as long as you get the work done within that week. All right. That should cover it. So in the introduction, week 1, I ask you to introduce yourself, but I will as well introduce myself and make a video similar to this telling you about me. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be my introduction video to you and letting you know who I am and all my background, and that way we can get to know each other a little. Guys, I'm looking forward to meeting you all. I hope that you guys are excited about this class as I am, and we will talk soon. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.